a few-month-old baby being dropped off at an orphanage in Guatemala, sharing a room with 12 other girls and protecting, as you grow, how you would be protecting the few possessions that you would have. And that little girl was named Jaki Steward. And Jaki is on the phone with us. And Jaki is working with Samaritan's Purse. Welcome, Jaki.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. And my wife and my children and my wife and my children mostly, have spent a lot of time in Guatemala doing a lot of work. And Guatemala is very near and dear to their hearts, as mine as well, as I've been there several times. And, I think about how protective you were, I suppose, of your few possessions. And then one Christmas, that all changed, didn't it, Jaki?
It did indeed, yes.
Share that with us.
So we were all caught into this big room, and, living in an orphanage with like 70 to 80 kids, they really didn't get us all together often. And so the only times that they did were when someone was in trouble and they wanted to know what happened. So we're kind of thinking, someone's in trouble, who is it this time? And so we're filing in, waiting to see. But as we sit there, I begin to look around the room, and I see these boxes, and I begin to see that they're passing these gifts out. For a lot of us, we had never gotten something like that before, and realizing that whatever was in this box, it was going to be ours to keep because every one of us was receiving a shoebox. It was an exciting moment when I realized that, hey, this is mine, and even more exciting when we could open up the shoeboxes.
Operation Christmas Child is an incredible ministry, sharing the gospel of Jesus Christ with so many. My wife and I had an opportunity to be one of those people that were giving those shoeboxes away back in, I guess it was a few years back down in I don't remember the name of the area in the very lower part of Mexico some years ago. And the look on the faces and giving those boxes out and having an opportunity to pray in the name of Jesus for those children and what they were doing. And we're still very active in that ministry in Samaritan's Purse, an incredible ministry. And your life was changed, not just because of the shoebox, but because of the gospel that came along with it, wasn't it?
Yes. So being able to open up that shoebox and, that excitement and seeing these amazing gifts that were packed just for me. In my box, I saw coloring books and crayons and a stuffed animal. But one of my most favorite gifts was getting my own toothbrush. And in that moment of opening my shoebox, I realized that this song that these missionaries would teach us, Jesus Loves Me, we'd sing it over and over and over. But I never really understood what it was that I was singing until that shoebox was in my hands and all those gifts were there. And I realized that Jesus loved me enough because a stranger had packed these gifts for me and they didn't even know me. Wow. And so that seed of hope was planted into my life at the age of 5.
And Jaki, it's not too late for everybody to participate in Operation Christmas Child. There's 5,000 drop-off centers around the country. Our church here is one of them. My wife and I have been working there at night trying to get those boxes packed, and she'll go to one of the centers in Baltimore where they get sent off as well. But we've got until Monday. Is that right? We've got till Monday?
Yes. So final day of National Collection Week is the 20th.
Okay. So if you can get a shoebox packed, go to the website, Samaritan's Purse website. It's samaritanpurse.org. And then if you go / Operation Christmas Child, pack a shoebox, you get all the information that you'll need, and you can get a location of a drop-off center very close to you, and it gives you help as to what to put into those boxes. And you hear from Jaki's story how important this is, and I know that there are around how many countries do you know, Jaki, that they're going to be in this year?
This year, I believe we're partnering with 105 countries.
Wow, holy mackerel! And just so that's millions of shoeboxes and millions of children receiving Christ. And more importantly, than the shoebox is the opportunity these children are going to have to take a little bit of a course and maybe get their own Bible. Tell folks what that's about.
Yeah, so my excitement for the ministry is because we are introducing kids around the world to the gospel, but not only giving them a tangible gift, but the love of Jesus, and allowing them to experience love and hope and to know who this love and hope is coming from. So with every shoebox that's handed out, there's a booklet that's also given to the child called The Greatest Gift.
Mm.
And so the children go through that presentation of the gospel. They receive that Greatest Gift booklet. And then the third follow-up is they're encouraged to participate in a 12-lesson discipleship program called The Greatest Journey. And in that, it breaks down who Christ is from creation to the cross. And children are then encouraged to share their faith with their friends and with their family. Mm. At the end of that 12 lessons, they graduate, they receive a certificate, they get a Bible in their own language, the New Testament. And so we are creating disciples. So these disciples that we are making in other countries are becoming disciple makers because they are sharing their faith. So we are multiplying, we are evangelizing, we are discipling, and we are multiplying God's kingdom here. And through kids and through a simple shoebox, which is amazing that we have that much impact and that God can use these ordinary items to create that extraordinary story in lives around the world.
Folks, don't think for a minute that this is just a shoebox campaign. And this is what we love about Samaritan's Purse. They don't do something and go away. They're working with local pastors. These are local pastors and lay people in these towns and villages and cities that are staying, they're working, they're going to be there to minister and disciple and to help these children on their journey. And that's the most beautiful part of this. And it is always the thing that impacts me the most to know that this great ministry of Samaritan's Purse is doing. Yes, it's a wonderful thing to receive this gift and to hear about the gospel of Jesus Christ, but there's more to come. They stay and they get involved in the church, and that's such a beautiful thing. Jackie, I don't think the Greatest Journey, they had that, right, when you received your box?
They didn't. The Greatest Journey did not start to be implemented until, I believe, 2010, 2011. Okay.
Yeah. So now, folks, that's part of this. So, look, you have until Monday. You can get a shoebox. Go to SamaritansPurse.org and / Operation Christmas Child, and you'll see it there. You can just click on it, OCC, and you can just click on it, and you get all the information. You can find out what to put in the box, what not to put in the box. That's important as well. What not to put in the box, and you can get this started. It's an incredible gift, and it's something we do with every one of our grandchildren, and so we do seven boxes plus 2 from my wife and I. And, it's a great thing to do with your family. And I hope that you'll get it done by Monday. You'll find out where the drop-off center is. And what final words can you leave for everybody, Jackie?
These shoeboxes, when you begin packing, as you're packing, always begin with prayer, because that's one of the most important things that could ever be put into the shoebox. Praying for that child that will be receiving it, that their hearts and mind will be open to the gospel, but that we here on this side of the shoebox have the opportunity to be the hands and feet of Jesus in making disciples around the world and impacting lives. My story is one out of 146 million out there, and every year we are continuing to reach more and more children around the world. So thank you so much for joining us and spreading the good news and great joy and the love of Jesus to the ends of the world.
Well, Jackie, thank you. Thank you for your commitment to grow the kingdom in such a powerful way through these children. And we are so thankful that you came on and spent a little time to share your story with us and what is going on with Operation Christmas Child and Samaritan's Purse around the world. We are so grateful for all of you that work in this, have a story not only to share, but are putting some feet to that story into the faith to continue to grow more and more of those stories. Thank you, Jaki. We appreciate you so much. God bless you and all that you're doing. Thank you. Folks, that was Jaki Steward, and she was someone in Guatemala that was, her mother had to leave her in an orphanage, and she grew up in that orphanage, and one day at the age of 5, she got a shoebox. And I hope that you will participate in this incredibly powerful ministry, and it really is. And, you know, we, at our church, we're a distribution center, and I think Tuesday night, we were up, Yvonne and I were up there working, and other churches pouring in with thousands of boxes. When we got there Tuesday night, the tractor trailer that we were loading was empty because it was the first night of people dropping off their boxes. And so the tractor trailer was empty, and my wife told me yesterday it was half full. And so we expect by the end of the day, Sunday, it'll be full for sure. And then that tractor trailer is going to go to Baltimore. It'll get processed, and it'll get put into the shipping containers that will go somewhere around the world. So it is an incredible organization. It is a wonderful ministry. But man, what did she say? 147 million stories like hers. 147 million in the kingdom of Christ because of a shoebox and a commitment from a ministry to make sure that this gospel is spread across the globe. I want you to be committed to helping out with that as well. SamaritansPurse.org/OCC. You can get all the information you need. Thank you. We're going to be right back right after this.